It's on. It's on. Mic check. Mic check.
How's AD?
Got on.
Strong, quite strong. Is that a specific question as to his availability?
His availability. Just his character. How's his character? No.
I'll just give you an update on all our guys. So, Braun and Rui, excused absence, homesick today. The doctors have checked them out. I would say they are questionable for tomorrow, but they're homesick. AD was in the building, got treatment. He is also questionable for tomorrow. D'Lo participated in practice, except for the contact portion. He's probably trending towards probable.
Okay.
And then Jackson Hayes was a participant in practice today for portions, but didn't do any of the contact stuff. And I would just describe him as day-to-day. Okay?
It's a lot of people.
I didn't have any notes for that either.
So you'll have
Did I get all that right, Mitch?
Right. So you'll have enough players to play though.
Yeah.
How did Jackson look and what he was able to do?
Good. His work primarily focused on the defensive and offensive breakdown. And he looked good, moved well. So excited whenever it is to have him back in the lineup.
What have you missed without him? What does he bring?
I think offensively for us, just the rim running, the pace with which he's able to get from one action to the next as a big. He's really good in the half court at screening, rolling, getting back to a second action. I think him and D'Lo with some of the lob stuff. He puts pressure on the rim as a roller. And then defensively, he had his best stretch for us prior to being injured. He had a 4 or 5 game stretch where he was great on both ends. And he was also crashing. He was getting offensive rebounds for us. So we missed him. I thought Christian the other night in Golden State, his minutes were awesome. I felt that during the game. The film backed that up. Just being active at the rim, getting offensive rebounds, creating second opportunities for us. Really good stuff for him.
JJ, as 40 comes here pretty quickly for LeBron, do you remember what you thought about when he came into the league? Are you surprised at kind of how quickly it's gone? And what do you think has contributed to him playing at such a high level as he approaches his 40th birthday?
I played against LeBron in high school, so I knew that he was going to be great in the NBA. I don't think you can ever predict, no matter how much the prognosticators label people that are 16, 17, 18 years old, whether or not they're going to be all-time greats, which he turned out to be. And to be clear, it hasn't gone quickly for me. The last 21 years, it's kind of mind-boggling just to be in this position, coaching him, playing against him for 15 years, taking 3 years of calling his games, and then he's still playing at this level. Feels like he's just been doing this forever, and not a small stretch in human history, but forever. And that's just speaks to, again, his competitive stamina and his love of the game.
You guys have 2 road games, I think, outside of Los Angeles between now and basically the next month. What are you hoping that will do for this team? That stretch here, access to this building on a regular basis?
Starting with just trying to get our complete squad back and our group completely healthy. I think that's, we're hoping to get Jackson back. We're hoping to get Seawood back. Hoping to get Vando back during this stretch. So that's probably the top of mind for me. And then just continuing to build on what we've done since starting with the Atlanta game, which is we've competed, we've played together, try to play the right way. I think our game plan discipline has been really good. So I like where our team is at. I like where our team is trending. I'm going to really like it when we're completely healthy.
Is that the order you think of those 3 guys, Jackson, Seawood, and Vando? Kind of
I have no prediction on Seawood and Vando. I mean, we're giving you guys updates when we get them. But I think Jackson would be first if I had to guess. Yeah.
You're going to try to beat the Kings for the fourth time this season on Saturday. How has the series kind of evolved through the first 3 games? What's changed about the matchup, and what will it take to sweep them?
Similar to the 2 games in Sacramento, I think it's an important game for us to get off to a good start. That's always important on the road. Coming off a loss at home, I think it's important for us to get off to a good start. We did that in Sacramento, particularly on the defensive end. When a team, and they're going through it right now, like a lot of teams do throughout the year, they're in a tough stretch, and you know, getting off to a good start and guarding well, I think is just helpful overall, not only for our spirit, but just not giving them juice. And you look at the first game, it was a high-scoring game. Braun had that crazy stretch in the second half, and as good as that win was, I liked the 2 games in Sacramento where we won with our defense, and our shooting the last 2 games has started to tick back up. So hopefully we can put it all together.
You guys have a 92.8 defensive rating starting. What's worked so well with those 5?
Yeah, I would say, even though we've had high turnover games, particularly the Detroit game, and that maybe is the outlier of the fast break thing, I think our transition defense has been really good with that group, and we're actually allowing less transition opportunities. So that's important. I think Max being in the lineup gives us a little more optionality with how we want to match up against teams, and even within the game, not necessarily how we start matchups, but then being able to sort of cross-match, which we did a little bit with Golden State. I think it just, it's having AR, which he was doing at the beginning of the year, guarding a primary guy, and then we put Cam in, took AR off, he had a good stretch, and then we had Dalton in, and AR kind of had to go back to that a little bit when he got back. So I like Max in that lineup because it just gives us more optionality defensively.
When you guys get completely healthy,
He thought that was a good idea. Like
What?
very early, Max.
Well,
He was on it.
I told you guys that's our first preseason game. I said that to our coaching staff. I said, it would make a lot of sense for our team if Max was a good guy. So I like that group right now.
when you guys get completely healthy, do you have an idea of how much you will need to see before you get, I guess, an input or a really good idea on what maybe needs to happen at the trade deadline, if anything?
No, again, Rob and I, we talk all the time, but my focus is on coaching this group and trying to maximize this group. And frankly, I have belief that when this group is healthy, we can compete. And if there's a move to be made, there's a move to be made. But I'm focused on this group.
What do you think has been the biggest keys to Max's growth over this stretch, and what have you liked the most from his development over this time?
I think for his development overall, being a young player in his third year and being in endgame situations is huge. And some he's handled really well, and some he's made mistakes, but that's okay. It's not okay for the result of our team, but it's okay for him. That's part of development. Getting those opportunities now, I think, are big. And truthfully, I was talking to one of our coaches about this. Like, my third year was the first time that I got into some of those situations. I was in and out of the rotation that year, but I got a lot of end game stuff and super valuable. And that was, of course, the year we made the finals. So I think for him, it's been great.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks.